Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you the new Google Nest Mini. At here, as you can see, they have a very nice picture of the Google Nest Mini, the charcoal version anyways, and on the sides there is the services which Google Nest Mini supports. Inside there is these kind of instruction manuals, very useful, but if you watch my video, you'll know a lot more than that. There's a little hole that, on the inside they can conveniently pull through, and afterwards inside there you see a little hole there. That is exactly the place where you can put the Google Nest Mini in. But I decided that I'm not going to do that. Also, here you see these two little holes. Those are holes where the charger was supposed to go in. Yes, and let's go on and talk about what do you need to make a Google Nest Mini work. At first, yes, of course you need a Google Nest Mini. You cannot just magic a Google Nest Mini out of nowhere. You cannot fuse hydrogens into a Google Nest Mini. No, we cannot do that yet. And also, let's see, if your country has censorship on Google products, you need, first, a router, a working one, with a Wi-Fi system that can support Google services. Also, if you at the end found out that, your Wi-Fi doesn't work and everything is faulty, what you need to do is just change the Wi-Fi channels a little bit, because this Google Nest Mini we bought from America, which the Wi-Fi channels are just a little bit different, so be careful of that. Also, you'll need a phone with GMS. What is a phone with GMS, you might ask? It is just a phone with Google services, one with, Play Store and also Google Maps, YouTube, Chrome, and things like that. If you have it, then boom, problem solved. Also, let's just look at this. Next step, set up and reset. At first, one thing that you need to take notice is that the Google Nest Mini, before you actually plug it up, the input is limited. It is 100 volts to 240 volts. If it's higher than that, maybe your Google Nest Mini will just break. Okay, so reset. Why do we need to reset? If, you're the first time doing this, you don't really need to. But if you want to change your Wi-Fi password or other kind of passwords or services, you might need to reset the Google Nest Mini. And here's what you're going to do. At first, you find the turn on and turn off mic button, and then you turn the mic off. Google says the mic's off.
The mic's off.
Afterwards, you see these four green orange LED lights. You put them down and you use your finger to ever so slightly touch the four LED lights and wait for a moment, and if you hear a ding sound, that means you've succeeded.
You're about to completely reset this device. Release to cancel.
Yeah, don't let go at this moment. You're almost there. Yes, and finish. Let's put that aside for a moment, and looky here. You got your phone, but at first you need to connect it to Wi-Fi. And this is, if you want to connect your Google Nest Mini to a Wi-Fi, let's just say the name is x86. You need to connect your phone to this Wi-Fi at first, to x86 as well. And then let's just go to the Google Play Store. After going to the Google Play Store, just search for Google Home, and then you'll find it. After which, there is a install button right here. I've already installed it, so let's just, open it. And let's just press the open button. We've got to Google Home. At first, you can just get started, and then you sign up with your Gmail. Press OK. Location access. Next. You sometimes have to press for allow, so you can look for devices. Actually, something funny is that it actually takes a very long time to find it. You have to wait for a while. Be patient. And my country. Continue. Connecting to Wi-Fi. This procedure takes very long. but it will be all worth it in the end since it is a great device. Also, I think it's fun with all the jumping programs and all. When this step is over, you should hear a sort of sound coming from your Google Nest Mini. You can see here, yes, and I'm in. You can just proceed. So where is this device? You can just add it to anywhere. I'm just going to add it to bedroom and continue. Just bedroom, that's fine. So this is where it's very important. As we can see, there is x86, which is our Wi-Fi, and we just press this button and press next. You say password, sure. Yes. And now if you have done everything correctly, I'm sure that you'll find very happy with this device because it was just amazing. At least for me. You can have your own personal experiences, but for me it was relatively easy to be connected. So you can read all the privacy services and your privacy and Google Partners, Kiss, and your assistant. You know, everything you need to know. I've already read that. You can read that on your own. And just press next. We're almost done. Stay with me, pal. Stay with me. You might actually really find it annoying with your phone and your Google Mini together. Oops. Yeah, maybe there is a little bit error, but you can just press next and I'm sure everything will be fine. And sometimes, if they're together, it will just ring if you say, hey Google. And it is actually very annoying. I'll show you a link to the guy who showed me how to do it, how to just stop the ringing noise coming from both your phone and your Google Nest Mini. Activate voice match. Next, blah blah blah, I agree. My citizen can already recognize my voice. I think, it's processing right now my previous settings. If you haven't done voice match before, what I suggest is do it. It can get you personalized information if your Google Nest Mini is in a public place, like your attic or something. And I agree. Good stuff. So you can choose your music sponsor or anything, and then music services, there's a lot, of course. YouTube Music, Google Play Music, but I am just going to choose Playing Out Spotify since I have an account. And that should be almost done. Stay with me. And voice calls. Continue, sure. What the heck? Ooh. I don't have a number. All done. You see? The patience. It rewards you. Continue. Actually learn about your Nest Mini. As you can see here. I'll teach you that afterwards. And then bedroom speaker is ready. Continue. Alright, finish setup. Then there you have it, your Google Nest Mini. Now let's proceed with the basic functions. And
Hi,
as
I'm
you
your
can
Google
see
Assistant.
here,
I can quickly walk you through some of the things I can do. Want to hear them?
yes, you can just turn that off by pushing this button. Also, this is the on and off button, this is the volume down button, and this is the volume up button. Also, if you want a little bit of privacy, there is also the turn on and turn off mic button. So if you turn it off and then you say, hey Google, it won't respond anymore. So you'll be sure of your privacy. Like this.
The mic's off.
And you can't just say, hey Google, turn the mic on. You have to use it with your hand and then turn
The mic's back on.
On again. Thanks. And let me show you now what are the teeny tiny bit more complicated functions of the Google Nest Mini. As you can see here, the Google Nest Mini, why is it made by Google? It can do all of the things that Google can do. Say, ask a question. Hey Google, who is James Cameron?
According to Wikipedia, James Francis Cameron is a Canadian filmmaker and environmentalist who is...
Yes, you can do that as well, which is just very lovely. And if you're thinking, though, yeah, how do I stop it? You just ask it to stop, or you can just simply press the 4 LED lights in the center, and then boom, you got it. And then one more thing, which is actually very, very useful. You can ask for spelling words or the pronunciation of words. Say, hey Google, how to spell shell?
Shell is spelled S-H-E-L-L.
Hey Google, what is the pronunciation of S-H-E-L-L?
That's pronounced shell.
You see, it might help you a lot with your kids' homework. Also, if you wanted to repeat, you can just say, hey Google, repeat.
Sure, that's pronounced shell.
You see, you do not have to say that's pronounced shell or how do you pronounce S-H-E-L-L all over again, which is just very, very useful. And you can also set timers and alarms on it as well. Say, hey Google, set a timer for 5 seconds.
5 seconds, starting now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can just simply say, hey Google, stop. And then it will automatically stop. And you can set, alarm clocks on it as well, and multiple at one time. Hey Google, set an alarm every day at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and 11 a.m.
Alright, I've set an alarm, 10 a.m. and 11 a.m., every day at 9 p.m.
Yes, it is just very useful, and you can check how many alarms do you have for every day as well, which is just incredibly useful. You can also check the weather on this thing as well, so you do not have to struggle to your computer, and then, it's such a hassle to check the weather. Hey Google, what's the weather like in Xi'an?
Right now in Xi'an it's 9 degrees and mostly sunny. Today, it'll be sunny, with a forecasted high of 10 and a low of -5.
Yes, that is just incredibly useful. You can play Spotify on it as well, though I'm actually having a little bit problems. I'm going to Google support and ask them questions about Spotify. Hey Google, play Thunder by Imagine Dragons in Spotify.
Thunder by Imagine Dragons, sure, playing on Spotify.
Yes, sometimes it works, but other times it doesn't. Although now I have to wait for a long time, and maybe it does work, maybe it doesn't work. That is one problem for me, which I am going to talk to Google support, and I'll let you eavesdrop for a little bit. And yes, let's just go to Google support. Now we're going to be calling Google services. So, a few questions that I would like to address right here, which is the first problem: you cannot play CNN, the podcasts, on your Google Nest Mini on Spotify. And also, maybe it's some other problem, and then there is another problem, which is when you're playing your song and then there is some packet lost, then it will stop for, some seconds. Doesn't it have cache? And one more question, which is that if you break off the network and let it reconnect, it would take a seriously long time. We're calling it. Can you hear that? That's the sound of calling Google services.
Hi, thanks for calling Google Home Customer Care. A specialist will be on shortly. After your conversation, you may have a chance to take a quick survey about the service you received. And just so you're aware, your call may be monitored or recorded for quality, training, and to improve our services, subject to our privacy policy.
Thank you for calling the Google support team. This is Anthony. Can I have your name, please?
Yes, my name is Jerry. Hello?
Hi, Gary. How can I help you?
We recently bought a Google Nest.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. We recently bought a Google Nest Mini and we're having a little problem with it.
What's going on with your Google Nest Mini?
The first problem is, when we have our phones and there's Spotify on our phones as well, and there's a podcast called CNN Anderson Cooper 360 and also Kumo Primetime. We cannot play that on our Google Nest Mini with Spotify.
What was the response of your Google Nest Mini when you were trying to play that?
Great.
Listen. Hey Google,
Oh, sure.
play CNN Anderson Cooper 360.
I looked for CNN Anderson Cooper 360, but it either isn't available or can't be played right now.
Did you hear that? Hello? Hello, Anthony?
Okay. Yeah, give me 1 second.
Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello?
Hello? Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Gary, I can hear you. It seems that there is a delay on your end. Can you please give me your email address, by the way?
My email address is... wait a moment. I'm going to find it. Just wait for a moment. Which is at gmail.com.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Yes, and at gmail.com.
So that's gmail.com.
Yes.
In case we get disconnected, can you tell me your callback number?
Yes, our callback number is... A moment. Just a moment, please.
Okay.
Okay, I will give you my number shortly after, but, what's the problem with the Google Nest Mini? How can I solve it?
Sorry?
Right, our callback number is 8865.
And then what's the last number?
I will repeat. Our number is 865.
I think you're missing one more number. I have 865.
And 7.
Okay. Can you ask your Google Nest Mini, just ask it play some music?
Yes, it works. Hey Google, play some music.
Alright, music on Spotify. Here you go.
It works. Yes,
Okay.
it works.
What about asking it to play a specific song?
Yes, it works as well. Hey Google, play Blank Space by Taylor Swift.
Okay, Blank Space by Taylor Swift. Here it is on Spotify.
It works as well.
Okay.
So this next clip is from...
Yes.
Alright, give me 1 second. What about a different podcast? Can you try that?
Yes, but I actually don't know the podcast. Can you give me one?
Oh, you're asking me for a podcast?
Yes.
I can't give you any. Let me see if I have here.
Right, I remember one. Hey Google, play the podcast Things That You Need to Know.
Alright, playing the latest episode of Things You Need to Know, Fashion.
Right, it works. Hello?
Hello. You are now listening to Things You Need to Know.
Okay.
Right, it works.
And what
Right?
was the podcast again that is not working or playing on the...
Yes, the podcast it is called Anderson Cooper 360 and Kumo Primetime.
Anderson Cooper 360.
Or any other CNN podcasts.
Okay, so any CNN podcast is not working on your Spotify, on the Google Nest Mini?
Yes, it's not working.
Okay. Let me check here now as to why it is not working. Are you in the US or in Canada?
But the CNN podcast, it worked on our phone.
I'm just asking if you're in the US or in Canada.
No, we're not in US or Canada.
Which country are you calling us from?
China.
Okay.
Yes, and again, the Spotify, it worked on our phones. Playing the CNN podcasts.
I'm sorry?
Playing the CNN podcasts, it worked on our phones.
I get that it's not working on your Google Home Mini.
A Google Nest Mini.
I saved your number here and it says it is invalid. You said you're calling us from China, right?
Right, we're calling from China.
But it says here that the number is invalid. Your contact number.
Invalid? Could you repeat that?
Yes, 857.
你让他解决这个问题，真的。
Okay, it probably doesn't matter but what my number is from, or is it invalid or not, but, can you just please tell me why it doesn't work?
Because it is important for us to know which country you are calling us from, and we need to save your contact number here so that we, in case this call gets disconnected. So I need to save your phone number here.
It is the number that we gave you. I think it works.
Let me search. No, it says this number does not belong to China.
Yes, maybe there is some problem or something.
The reason why, because you are... I'm sorry?
You know what? It probably doesn't matter. Just maybe we could just try to solve the problem.
That you are in China, right?
Yes.
That must be the reason why, because this feature only works with US, Canada, UK, Australia, India, Singapore, and Japan customers.
Right. Could there be another reason?
I'm sorry?
Could there be another reason?
That is the only reason. That's why I'm asking you which country you're calling us from in order for us to be able to troubleshoot. If you are in China, you won't be able to do podcasts.
手机
Not
正常
all the
的，
features.
Yes, but in our
Spotify.
phones have Spotify as well. But on our phones, it works.
It is because it is this Spotify account. But with your Google Home Mini device, that is not going to work because it doesn't support podcasts in your country.
Yes, there's a problem with where we live, but our phones are in China as well. Why doesn't our phones? But why does our phone still play the podcast?
Your line is kind of breaking up, Gary. Can you say that one more time?
Yes, I can. Maybe there is another sort of problem. Our Mini, everything else seems to be working, and I think it's not the problem that we live in China. But, another question. This question is that...
You may visit this website. I'll show you. Visit this website, support.google.com.
Hello? Could you repeat that, please?
问他第
Yeah,
二个问题，问他第二个问题，
support.google.com.
问他第二个问题。
Yeah, so there's another problem as well, which is, our Google Nest Mini, sometimes it has package losses, and when it has it, it stops for just a few seconds. Doesn't it have cake or something? And the Spotify works perfectly on our phones.
Okay, don't tell me that your Spotify is working perfectly on your phone. I understand that because Spotify app is different from the Google Home. The issue here is with your Google Home. The Google Home Mini does not support podcast feature if your device is in China.
Right, but yes, it supports music, and this music sometimes there is package losses, and these package losses cause the Google Nest Mini to stop playing music for a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds. So what causes that? Doesn't it have cache or something?
The music sometimes stops.
Yeah, sometimes it stops for a few seconds. But on our phones, it doesn't.
Okay, there are a lot of reasons. There are a lot of possible reasons as to why it stops. There may be some other person who are connected to the same Wi-Fi network who has a Google Home app on their phone. They would be able to see the Google Home device on their phone as well, and they would be able to play with it, stop and play the Google Home Mini. Or someone might have accidentally tapped the top surface of the Google Home Mini.
No.
Or it is also possible that the your internet connection.
Yes, but sometimes it has package losses. We are sure that the problem is package loss, but doesn't it have cache to store a little bit of information?
Package? I'm sorry, what do you mean by package losses?
Lost package. The information are lost.
Information like
The music information.
internet package loss.
The internet has package losses, but on our phones and also on other devices, there is cache. But on our Google Nest Mini, seemingly it doesn't.
Let me check about package losses.
Or lost package. Or package lost.
What is that about?
It's just that the internet sometimes, when transferring information from one place to another place, sometimes there are information that's been lost. And these lost information sometimes causes the Google Nest Mini to stop playing music. But on our phones, it doesn't do so because previously it sent a lot more information to stop this from happening.
Well, if that happens again in the future, you may want to try resetting the Google Home or the Google Nest Mini and rebooting your router.
Right, so the final problem is that when we reboot or sometimes do other things to the Google Nest Mini or the internet just stops working for, maybe the router. We unplug the router and plug it on again. The Google Nest Mini will take 10 minutes to reconnect to the router. Why is that? Why does it take so long?
Can you try it now and let's see?
No, what I mean is just it takes a long time for the Google Nest Mini to reconnect to Wi-Fi.
So, can you tell me what happens when you are trying to reconnecting the Google Home Mini to the Wi-Fi?
Hello? Hello? We're breaking up. Can you repeat that?
Is it telling you something?
Yes, it tells me that please try to check your router or please try to check your network or something.
Okay, can you try it now? And in order for us to further investigate, I want to hear its exact response so that I can report it.
Yes. 黄果棒。
现在你说这样，难道电话就断了？
Yes, but our computer, now we're calling to you, but our computer is connected to the Wi-Fi network as well, so we're not able to do that.
Okay, I see.
But, obviously sometimes the response is just, please check your network, or please check your router, or sometimes, I can't connect to the network, please try again after, or something.
Okay. It is possible that the issue really here is your internet, because to be honest with you, by the time that you called us in, there was a delay. Whenever I was telling you something, you were responding to my previous question. And also, if you is connecting it to the Wi-Fi, you may try connecting it via mobile hotspot in order for you to check if the issue still occurs.
你跟他说电脑这个都连着非常快，重连 WiFi 非常快，只有 Google Mini 非常慢。你说这个问题没有？
mobile hotspot.
Yes, but listen to me. So our phones and our computers connect to the same Wi-Fi, but when our phone or computer connects to Wi-Fi, it usually takes just a few seconds to connect to it. But when our Google Nest Mini does it, it takes up to 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
Well, have you tried resetting the Google Home Mini or the Nest Mini?
Yes, multiple times.
How did you reset the device?
Yes, I have reset the device multiple times.
How?
How by turning off the mic and pressing the 4 yellow LEDs for a long time.
Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to report it to our senior specialist here. Can you tell me the software version
the version is
of your device?
Google Nest Mini, the second generation.
I need the firmware version, rather.
Firmware version. Gosh, I'm not really sure about that.
So on the Google Home app, just tap the Google Nest device, then go to the device settings.
Yes, the phone is not really here, so we cannot do that, but, what's the usual firmware version?
You should be able to do that. You can place me on the speaker phone, tap the home page, the home button of your device, your phone, then open the Google Home app.
Yeah, maybe we're going to call you next time because our phone now isn't available. Okay, so thanks for your help, and we're going to try everything that you've just said and see if it works.
Okay. So you still need me to are you still going to provide me the firmware version?
Yes, maybe next time.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah, we can you can contact us anytime. We're open 24/7. So again, regarding your podcast, you can only do that if you are in the US, Canada, UK, Australia, India, Singapore, and Japan. Other countries won't be able to do that on their Google Nest devices.
Right, I understand.
Okay. Well, anything else I can do for you today, Gary?
No. Well, bye, Anthony.
Okay. And I'm just going to send you an email for your reference, alright?
Okay.
Thank you for contacting Google.
Yeah, thanks. Alright, we're finished there, but we actually didn't.
That wasn't too helpful.
Thanks for taking the time to give us feedback.
Now I'm going to show you how to make a wall mount for the Google Nest Mini. Of course, they have already inserted one, which is sort of like this. You have this screw, and then you can just put it in, and then bam, there you have it. But I think that this is a little bit unsafe for the Google Nest Mini, because if you do it like this and then you do this, and it will accidentally fall off, and this is a $50 smart speaker, you might be a little bit careful. So I'm gonna show you how to make a wall mount. At first, you see I have a friendship bracelet right here, which is just marvelous. It's wonderful. I've made it a few years ago. I used to make friendship bracelets. Now I've stopped, but still, I know how to make it. Now this is the kind of rope that you will get in the market. Rope with wax or with no wax. I think it's good as well. What you need for this is just a scissor and a lighter. What kind of lighter do you have? It doesn't really matter. And you see the Google Nest Mini, you just have to cut the blue rope sorta within a circle. A circle to a little bit smaller than the Google Nest Mini. There, something like this would be good. And then you have to have a little bit more place, just in case an accident happen. You can see if this is all out, it should be something like this. But actually, if you do all of the things correctly, it will be something like this. So, it will be good. And then, let's see, right here, you put the two rope ends together, and then you can see at the other side, there is, well, this thing. And once you have that end, you can just, sort of mark it using a pen of some sort. Mark the middle, and you need to make 2 knots on the side. Small knots and not far away from the point that you just marked. And then make sure it's a strong knot, and make another within the same distance of the point that we just marked. Remember to be accurate, or else your wall mount won't look very nice. And then afterwards, you can see here, there is 2 knots. And these 2 knots, after which, you can see there, just sort of put that together again. And then sort of mark a point. Because, we had a little bit more extra rope just in case. So we just mark a point, somewhere here. And then we will not be needing that. Just, the final knot, we have to tie that. So let's get that point ready. as well. You see, we only need these part of the rope, so we can just fold it down. And remember, we do not need these, just for tying knots. And then we use the point to reach for the center point. And then you find a point right here. And then you mark this point as well. And do the same. Tie 2 knots around here. Tie 2 very small knots. And do this on the 2 sides. But at first I'm going to just do one side, and maybe I'll do a time lapse or something. Oops, trouble. Now you need to be careful, or something like this will happen, and then it will just fall apart. Oops. And then let's see. Over here, you have all of that. Make sure this goes through. These 2 knots, they out to go through, and then finally tie the knot close to the point. There we go, we have 2 healthy knots, and I'll find the other point that we just marked on this side, and use this point to reach for the center point again. You see, you will find another point. The center between the 2 points, you mark it again, and repeat all of it again. Oops, faulty. Make sure that you have to grow some really long nails before doing this, because it is a little bit labor intensive, and also you might get very frustrated and not get all the points correct. And if you have longer nails, it might help you. Just see right here. I'm sort of clumsy, but I thought of it. I'm going to pattern it later, if I can. And make that a tight knot. Although that you might think this is just tying a few knots, but the precision is needed as always. Because if you do not do it with precision, now this center, when wrapped around together, will not be a square. It will be some sort of wacky kind of thing. Now find this point, and then you see here there are 2 knots, and inside there is a little bit of space. Make sure you tie the knot from this point to the side half of within these 2 knots, half, and then do that with a lot of precision. Just a moment. You might do it and you might not. This is where the real trouble becomes, trouble. And then make sure that is half. Yeah, good enough. And then repeat on the other side. And then you got that. Finally, let's tie the big knot. Drawing the 2 lines together again. And you will see, if you have done it correctly, all of it will surely line up. And make sure you tie this bit of a knot with 2 ropes. This might be a little bit hot for you, but you'll make it, I trust you. And then just make a knot right here. I haven't actually had enough rope to make one, but I'll sure try very hard. Very, very hard. You see, maybe we could do it simultaneously or not. and do this, do that, do all of it just with a whole lot of precision. Yes, I'll time-lapse this because it's hard to watch. Most of you out there will know that this is actually pretty easy to do. And then, after you successfully made a knot, burn the parts that is not needed, as I am going to right here. Just a moment, I'm going to bring something. All you need to know. Oops. Yes, I broke it. Good job, Larry. Good job. Great job. Yeah, I don't know how to repair that.